Hey everyone, my name is Matt Lockyer. I'm with Near Protocol, and today I'm going to show you a lot of really cool stuff. Hopefully that everything works, and if you're a developer, this will be great for you. If you're like a creator in the space, minting NFTs and stuff like that, it'll also be extremely interesting for you. If you're just new to crypto, it'll also be interesting to you. So I'm going to get started and share my screen. All right, thank you. Okay, so my presentation is called "Where Are My Keys?" And it's really about onboarding users with Near. So obviously, if you know a bit about crypto, you know that basically keys are everything. Not my keys, not my crypto. So first of all, what is Near? So Near, we like to say, is easy for everyone, and that means developers and users. I could start this talk by sort of going over, who am I and what do I do at Near? But this talk is really about, who are you? And, are you a developer that needs to basically, build a product really fast and tap into the crypto ecosystem? Are you a developer that is concerned about user onboarding in crypto and how to get, the next 100,000 or million users into crypto? So this presentation and Near Protocol is really, it's for you. So it's for developers and also users that are concerned about being able to get access to crypto and get onboarded to crypto in a more human way. So we like to say that Near is easy for everyone. I'll come back to this topic in a bit. So here's the overview of my talk. So we're going to talk about some of the technical details. So like the accounts and access keys of Near, which is a very, very powerful feature. We're going to talk about gas and storage, because if you're coming from the Ethereum ecosystem, it's probably top of your mind right now, gas prices. I think they just hit an all-time high, by the way. So that's kind of cool for this talk. So what? So why does all this matter? Why do we care? Well, I'm going to keep coming back to this point about why we care and why we care about, mainstream adoption. And then I'm going to do a demo. So there's going to be a live demo, and we are going to kind of dip into some code here and there just to touch on the specific parts that are really new and different. We're not going to look at, we're not going to spend time going over some fungible token standard or NFT standard or things and poring over how smart contracts work. We're just going to talk about the core bits of code that sort of make really easy onboarding possible in Near. So that's the first demo. It's going to be like kind of an NFT marketplace where we will allow guests to basically mint some NFTs. So their initial minting is sponsored by the app. And then if they sell NFTs, they can use those proceeds to go fund an account. So it's a really powerful flow. And then I'm going to discuss that app flow and why it matters. And then I'm going to go into a second demo, which is a demo of a new kind of flow that we're sort of working with, called sort of a sub account naming flow. We don't have a really good name for it yet, but we're working on it. But it's pretty exciting as well, and you'll see the differences between these two demos with respect to, of course, the user, and I'll touch on some of the points about how they're different for the developer. And then finally, I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about where this is going and answer some of your questions. So that I'm really excited about. So let's get through the sort of the technical introduction to Near that you will need in order to get started. So just bear in mind, Near is its own layer 1 protocol. So just like Ethereum, it has smart contracts, and it's a little bit different in terms of how it deals with accounts and how it deals with the keys that you use to access your crypto. So The different account types are implicit, which is basically, it's a 64 character hex string. We try to hide this from the user whenever possible, but you will see some of that today because they're kind of confusing because they're like Ethereum addresses. We use a different curve than Ethereum, but if you're technical, you can look into that. We have named accounts. So this is pretty cool. So I can, for instance, have mat.near. And that means that Near protocol at the protocol level has a built-in ENS kind of style service. It doesn't run like the ENS. It's just a pay once and you have it forever kind of thing. But it's pretty cool and it's pretty powerful. Then we have sub account names. So the reason why I included this is you will see an example of this today. So that would be basically some app on Near would have a named account. So for example, we just had Flux launch a beta on our mainnet. Flux is a prediction market protocol. So shout out to Flux for launching. And Flux would have something like maybe an account name like flux.near. And so new users who don't already have an account could get sponsored by Flux and perhaps have username.flux.near. So I could perhaps get mat.flux.near. So that's pretty cool. So every top level domain name on Near, with like a .near or a .com or a .crypto, which by the way, we will do an auction for soon. Wink, wink. Pay attention to that. Every top level domain can have sub accounts. So right now, everyone is just basically user.near. But soon we'll do that top level auction. And then you can also have subdomains off of those named accounts. So it could be user.flux, and then it could be my subdomain user.flux. Yeah, my subdomain user.flux. Okay, so anyway, pretty powerful. It's a great account system, just like how the web works today, which is really exciting. So access keys, what are access keys? So access keys are scoped to a receiving account ID. So basically, account IDs are any of the account types that I mentioned above. So account ID, account types, I mean, it's either, it's the actual ID, so the actual name. So access keys can only act on a particular account. We call it the receiving account ID. Number two here, they're scoped to the methods of a contract. So every contract, just like in Ethereum, is deployed to an account. In Ethereum, it's always deployed to you call it deployed to an address. But here we have account IDs or account names. So it's a contract deployed to an account. And you can scope these access keys to only call certain methods of that account. So you can have various keys calling an account. For example, like, my app.near, but one key can only call particular methods and another key can only call other methods. So in this sense, these access keys start to become incredibly powerful as sort of like an access control mechanism. The other thing is that there's a gas allowance. So you can actually sponsor or give someone some gas if you add a key to your account that can call a particular contract. So you can actually pay for their gas, and you can actually limit how much gas total they can use up with that one key. So now I think you're probably, the ideas are kind of churning and you're starting to get the feel for it. So don't worry, we're gonna exercise everything I just talked about. We're gonna kind of exercise that through the demos. So we'll be going back over these concepts. So a little bit about gas. In Near, gas is charged, and then it is either burnt or deposited for storage. And let's talk about the charged and burnt gas. So gas is charged when you go to do your transaction, and some of that gas may be refunded if certain branches of the transaction don't execute. So excuse me. So you are charged up front, and then transaction goes ahead, and some might be refunded. There is always going to be gas burnt. And gas burnt means that basically you lose that gas even when things fail. So let's say you get partway through a transaction, and then for whatever reason there's an assertion, which is basically like it's like I can't remember solidity. It's like a require, I think. Anyways, but there's like some assertion that says, hey, you should have enough, tokens to do the next thing. And if you don't, you're going to get kicked out. And the gas that was burnt up to that point is gone for you, unfortunately. Really, what are you paying for here? You're paying for computation. So Near is really, really, fast, and it's really cheap, and it's very efficient. So the core protocol gods at Near have sort of maximized everything, and even our Near SDK for the Rust programming language is incredibly optimized to minimize these costs. So it's pretty good, but it is metered for every sort of computation. Now, another interesting thing is storage. So storage is it's locked when the size of the contract increases, and it's released when the size of the contract decreases. So what does that mean? So if I want to store if I have a bunch of users come to my fungible token contract and they all want to store a balance, each time I add a new user, the size of my contract storage is increasing. And each time a user completely swaps all of their tokens and disappears from that data structure, so they get kind of popped out of the list, the size of the contract decreases. So I get my, as a contract account, I get my stored Near back. It gets released. It's no longer locked. But it's important to understand this concept because you're going to see later in some demos that sometimes if you're an app and you want to scale to 1 million users, you don't want to pay for everyone's sort of bookkeeping. So you can actually pass on the charge to the user, which is kind of cool. So I'll show you how to do that. And then, oh yeah, well, that's point 3. It's flexible how contracts charge users. Okay, so enough about that. So what? That was super boring. Oh, anyway, I needed to go through all of that to tell you why all of this is important and to make the demos make sense. So they actually have some sort of an impact on you, especially if you're coming from other blockchains. So what? So imagine making apps and not having to worry about this whole ecosystem of, so we have access keys, so we don't really need like a lot of the Gnosis safe functions, which is a smart contract wallet. In some instances, we don't even need the user to actually go through like setting up a MetaMask in order to use an app in the first place. And I'll show you kind of like why I sort of am promoting and preferring these like super seamless onboarding flows. I mentioned the ENS, like we already have named accounts, so there's really no need for a naming service. And also to some extent IPFS, like you don't even need to worry about storage because storage on Near is really cheap and it's getting cheaper. And we have obviously a design to scale our number of transactions, but we also have a design and we have a pathway and governance to scale our storage as well. So, as technology gets better and it's cheaper for validators to store stuff, we will be storing we will be increasing that storage capability as well. So for some little bits of information, running around and storing it on IPFS separately is probably not required in the beginning. So that's cool. So all of these are amazing projects. And, throughout the years, I've met a bunch of people at these projects, and I'm in no way sort of disparaging these projects. I'm just saying that, Near took a look at the ecosystem and thought, I think we can do a little bit better. We can make it easy for developers and easy for users by putting all this into the core protocol. Okay, finally, demo number 1. So what we're going to do is we are going to demo some guest accounts, some NFT sales, and then some escrowed funds and what we can do with those escrowed funds. Let me just check the next slide here. Oh yeah, it's my cool diagram. Thanks to Ash Crawford for helping me out with making this diagram look a little bit better than my sort of napkin sketches. So the guest user is going to arrive and choose. Well, actually, sorry, which one is this? Oh boy, I put them in the wrong order. Okay. I'm just going to jump ahead and then I'm going to jump back. You don't know what slide I'm on, so don't worry about it. So basically, the guest is going to arrive at the app. The guest is going to create a key on their device. Now that's a hidden step. So when a guest user logs in, they don't need to know where this key is. We're just going to put it in local storage. And then the guest is going to make an OAuth request to an app backend. Now, I know if you're an experienced sort of crypto person, you're going to say, oh, what's happening with this key? How would they recover it? Blah, 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 all of these problems. We're not going to talk about that, but there are options. There's obviously options where the user creates, a seed phrase on their device, or the app could, encrypt it or something with some encryption and store it on their back end and tell the user to, set a recovery password or something. It's outside the scope of this conversation. So what we're trying to nail is an easy onboarding flow. But yes, some of those concerns still exist. But basically, a user doesn't have to give up the secret portion of the key in order to join the app. So what they're doing when they OAuth with the backend, and when the app actually adds the public key to the contract, they're only adding the public key. They don't know anything about the user's secret key. And now, if you look at steps 5, 6, 7, the user's actually making direct, this is going to be a tongue twister, direct contact with the contract. So basically, the user is making these transactions with the contract. And this is really cool because now all these users are kind of like responsible for themselves. Okay. So when we've signed in as a guest and created an NFT, we're gonna go over to another user. So you're gonna see me do that in the demo. And this other user is gonna sign in with a Near wallet, and they're actually a user that has Near tokens. So the sign-in flow for them is completely different, and they're going to buy an NFT with Near. Then the sale proceeds are gonna go back to the guest user, and they're going to see the NFT was purchased and see those proceeds. Then they're going to go over to the Near wallet and they're going to actually fund their own named account. So that's pretty much it for this diagram. I will come back to this diagram. I'll have to remember that I'm a little bit ahead of my slides. If you don't mind, 13 after 12. Demo 2. Okay, so we're back. So now I'm just going to hop over to my IDE. So what I've done is I've taken an example from github.com/near/near-apps, which I'll show at the end. And I've deployed a contract and I've run some tests here. So yeah, that's good. And my file changed. So my server restarted, and it's now representing the new developer sort of contract account ID. So I've deployed a contract and ran some tests, and I'm just going to jump right into the app because that's more exciting. So let me just start it. And just to be quick here, I was talking about my server, and what I meant was this app here, this app server. So I do need a server running to basically add the guest key, the public key, not the secret key. The app doesn't know anything about the user's secret key, to the contract. So the app does that by having its own credentials, and it makes an actual transaction on behalf of the user. Now, obviously, you also have to worry about Sybil and bots and things like that, but that's up to you as an application. I mean, if you want users, then make it easy. And if you make it easy, watch out. Okay, so back to here. Okay, this is my app. I'm gonna blow it up a little bit. Zoom. Okay, that should be plenty. I'll keep the console open because I'm not afraid. It's kind of designed like a mobile app too. There's like a maximum sort of width here. Okay, so we're in this app. brand new deployed contract. This was the only near GIF I could find at the time, but I have cooler ones. So just hang on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign in as a guest. So we're working with this first part here. Oh, I got my Gmail open. I might need it. So I'll stop sharing my screen just to recover an account, but I'll leave that open. If I accidentally dip into it, don't screenshot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign in as a guest, and this is this flow here, this 1, 2, 3, and then it's going to talk to the app server. Okay. So sign in as guest. So we're talking to this Node.js server, and that's it. Oh, it's done, you know? So it actually talked to the Node.js server. It waited until a key was added to the app account, the application's account, like the account ID that I told you about with the contract deployed. And then it actually, it basically responded to me. So that's how fast and easy it could be for a user. They could just show up at your app. They probably want to do a reCAPTCHA or an OAuth or something like that to protect your app from adding too many keys. And you probably want to throttle like how many keys you're going to add, because it does actually burn some gas. But basically, my app server has sponsored this guest. So cool. I'm signed in as a guest account. I don't have any near, and that's it. I'm this little near cat person. So what I want to do actually, because I want to mint something, but I saved some images here. So I've got our fearless leader, Ilya Pelushkin here. So I'm going to copy the image address. And again, these aren't being stored anywhere. So, you know, don't get into the weeds. Oh, it's not an IPFS. It's not a real NFT. It isn't a real NFT. This is just showing you the user flow. So I'm going to mint that. Okay. And that's done. And so now that URL is in my contract, and that's all it took. That's how fast it could be. So that's pretty cool. And now I'm still a guest, right? Now I've minted this NFT, and I'm going to set the price of this NFT to, you know, 5 near. Setting the price, and it's done. The price is set. Okay, so I go to the market, and I can't see my own NFTs. And by the way, why are there these 4 identical NFTs? Remember I told you my test passed. So when I run my test deploy, I actually create NFTs so that I can figure out, you know, that everything's working. But my tokens as a guest are here. And this is, you know, the cool Ilya Cypher Nearpunk created by, I think this was created by Nima. So it's pretty funny. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sign out as the guest. So if we go back to the diagram, we've done steps 1 through 7, and that was super easy, right? Like just guest. And a lot of the reason why it's so easy and so few clicks is that a lot of the steps are hidden. So 3 out of these 7 steps were just hidden, actually, and one of them is done by the server. So we're good. So let's sign out. And now we're going to jump over here and we're going to go to other users. So we're just going to sign in with the Near wallet, and then we're going to purchase that NFT. So I'm going to connect the Near wallet, and I really hope that this is working. Yep. Okay. So I'm already signed in. Now you may notice I'm on localhost for the wallet, and that's because at the end of this demo, when the guest goes to upgrade their account, I want to show you something that is more like mainnet. So this isn't like a fake demo. It's just the actual wallet code. I've just changed one little thing so that the testnet wallet behaves like the mainnet wallet, in the sense that it needs to actually get Near from the outside to be funded. Our testnet wallet just funds you automatically. So anyway, just don't worry about that. But I'm just running it locally. Okay, so I'm going to log in as this MD1, Matt Demo 1 account. So that's the Matt Demo 1 account. If I look, I have a balance. So I have almost 500 Near. I'm a baller. I don't have any sale proceeds, so I can just close that. Now I see this Cypherpunk Ilya in the market. Now, why do I see it in the market and not in my tokens? Because I don't have any tokens, right? But I'm a wallet account. I can mint tokens. What's interesting about minting tokens is that it will, as a wallet account, it will actually charge me. So remember how the guest just minted tokens and it was just like, boom, done. Well, this app actually charges people who are not guests. So it gives 3 free mints for guests. So guests can try to mint 3 items and earn some near. And then it actually charges the wallet people. So you'll see here, I'm being redirected. And it says that it's requesting the transfer of 1 near. So if I allow it, I mean, it'll mint a Cypherpunk Ilya for me. This is going to get confusing because now I have 2 of them. But basically, there's the one in the market, which is for sale by this user. Remember, I told you about these hex implicit accounts. We'll talk about that in 1 sec. And then there's my tokens, which is broken now. Tenor doesn't like me. It's not going to show. Oh, I think it's because I copied the URL up here. Yeah, it doesn't like that. But anyway, not important for the demo. The real important part is that I'm going to finish with this side of the diagram here with 8 and 9. I'm going to buy the NFT from the guest. Okay, so let's purchase it. And now, once again, it redirects me to the Near wallet to do a transaction of value. So I'm going to allow that. That's going to send 5 Near to the contract and then eventually, obviously, to the guest account that charged 5 Near. I mean, you can include a fee if you want as an app, right? Some marketplace fee. But now with the wallet, I'm going to sign out. So I'm going to sign out of the wallet. Okay, so there's the broken one, the broken NFT, and there's the real one. So now you can see it's actually, I signed out from the wallet account, but you can see that it's now owned by me. So the original Cypherpunk Ilya is owned by me now. I purchased it. It's already done. And if I sign back in as a guest, this, by the way, is going to happen super fast because the guest secret is still in my local storage. So basically, when I first signed in as a guest, I kept the secret key, the secret part of the key, and I sent the app my public key. And then now when I sign in again, I don't have to talk to the app. So we don't have to do this step again. We just sign back in. So this is just a little bit of a quirk of this particular application. Whoops. Okay, so let's sign back in as a guest. And again, this is going to be instant. Boom. Okay. So if I go to my tokens as a guest, I don't have any tokens anymore. Why? Why don't I have any tokens? Because MD1.testnet bought them from me. So if I look at my profile, though, I have 5 Near in my balance. Okay, cool. So I'm a guest. Now remember, just remember all of the times that I showed the Near wallet up until now, this guest account never saw the Near wallet. The only times I showed the Near wallet were to show you the MD1.testnet account that signed in and purchased the NFT. So the guest, who is the guest of this app or the sponsored user, they've never seen a crypto wallet. They've never seen anything really. So they could have just OAuth'd in and boom, you're done. So I just want to really hammer that point home. They've earned Near tokens, real, well, in this case, testnet, but they could be real. They've earned real Near tokens and they basically can do whatever they want. So this is the part where it's escrowed. So it's sitting in the contract and only the secret key that is on my device right now in my local storage can sign transactions to move those funds. So again, it's opens us up to non-custodial sponsored or guest account flows, which is really, really powerful. So let's go ahead and I have to go to the localhost version of the wallet because I want to show you how to fund those accounts. So I am going to create a new account and I'm going to do MD2.testnet. Okay. So I'm making the Matt Demo 2 account. So I'm going to create an account. I'm going to do a recovery phrase and I'm going to do some really not safe stuff. Basically, I'm just going to paste it in the console so that it's there forever. And the first word's scale. Okay, great. Don't do that, by the way, with mainnet. Anyways, obviously, just, watch out for security. So here's the one-time funding address. So we need to get Near into this account, into this address in order to claim that name MD2.testnet. You see, I'm still logged in as MD1. So I'm going to copy that funding account address. I'm going to put it in there and I'm going to click fund account. Now, remember, as a guest, I've still only seen up to this screen of a crypto wallet. And this could be any crypto wallet. It could be any near wallet from any vendor or third party that's offering near wallets. So I think we have like Math Wallet and a bunch of other people have wallets, but this is the sort of official near web wallet. So let's do that. Let's fund it. So we're going to fund the account. It's thinking about it. And I'm funding from my guest key. So I'm actually sending the transaction to the contract. I'm in full control now. And boom, it's funded. That's great. So if I acknowledge that that was a one-time funding account that I was using to get funds into md2.testnet, if I acknowledge that, I can finish. And check this out. This is the really cool part. Fingers crossed. It's thinking about it. Yay. Okay, cool. So sparkles, everybody's happy. md2.testnet has 4.99 something near. Continue to account. This is cool, right? Is it cool? Is everybody excited? Okay. So if I sign out of the guest account and I connect a wallet account now, I can sign in as md2.testnet. And now I can mint as much as I want and I can participate in the market. I can do everything. I can buy NFTs from other people. So it's pretty cool. And now when I mint something, let's get a different image here. When I mint something, this is pretty cool. This is made by Nima as well, I think. Copy image. This is just DAO it. Just DAO it. All right. When I mint something, it's going to charge me near. Remember that it costs 1 near to mint something if you're a full account. So I'm going to allow that transfer, and away we go. There it is. Just DAO it, and I can put it up for sale, and I can buy it from another account, and so on and so forth. All right, so that's that demo. Now, I don't know if I really want to get into the code, but time permitting, we can dip into that. But this is this is an app. It's sitting right at just one sec here. It's sitting right at this GitHub. There's many videos about how it works, and these videos delve into the code. So if I haven't convinced you that this is cool, I have another demo and I want to save time for that as well. And then time permitting, we'll look at some pieces of the code that are really interesting. So let's just finish the flow. We went out of the wallet and we went to the wallet and we chose the username, and then we went back and we funded the implicit account and we created the account, which means we upgraded the guest into a full user that can sign in again and make their own transactions to the contract. So, excuse me, the guest account is now more like a wallet account. So basically, and I call it a wallet account just because you sign in with the wallet to use it. So I hope that kind of wraps things up. I mean, it's pretty clear in my head. If it's not clear, we can tackle it in the questions later. I just want to make sure I have time for everything because I have more cool stuff to show you. Okay, so once again, quick recap. The app flow for existing users, and this is where it also gets really, really cool. The app flow for existing users is actually more cumbersome than the app flow for guest users. So check this out. The app flow for existing users, it's like click, click, click. The app flow for guests is click, you're signed in, paste, click, you've made something. So think about this. Click, 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 paste, click, you actually made something. This is how cool it could be. Now, obviously, I'm skipping something in the guest step, which is the reCAPTCHA or the OAuth step or whatever, but I just want you to think hard about how cool it could be to sponsor users. And I'm going to get into a deeper demo about sponsorship and how it works. I'm just going to check in actually with the crowdcast. Progressive wallets, people screaming, sounds good. Just want to make sure that I'm being heard. Okay, so let's get into why it matters. Now, this is really important. So mainstream adoption is very important for crypto to not be relegated to sort of some corner of the web. Like we don't want to end up like sort of, like torrenting or something, or the Pirate Bay, like kind of thing where it's an underground thing. We want this to actually be adopted and used by mainstream and sort of, people in their regular sort of routine. So what do we need to do that? We need to piggyback on existing behaviors. So we know users are out there and they can take photos of stuff, they can upload them, they can sign in with like maybe a username, email, maybe more realistically, like a sign in with Google, Facebook, whatever. We can piggyback on all of this stuff. It may not be cool for the hardcore kind of crypto crowd, but we can actually use these existing behaviors. And then if we align the incentive, so if we make these users money, then and I don't mean like they have to do work. Like if we get them to create and then we actually show them that their creations are valuable because other peers on the network, other peers on the app actually want to sort of transact with them and pay them for that value, then we can get them some sort of some profit. And this isn't speculation. This is real work. This is real people doing real stuff and actually making a market, like an actual marketplace. And then once people start to see that there is a place for them to actually transact and earn something that is scarce and valuable, maybe it's tokens, maybe it's other NFTs, who knows? That's a chance to teach this person about making a wallet and about making things secure. So then what we do is we upgrade them to these full wallets where they're in even more control, they're even more secure. So they're no longer having their gas fees sponsored by the app. They're more responsible than they were when they were just a guest account. And then we just want to repeat this. So we want one user to do it to another user, to do it to another user, so that they can get more people on. So that brings me to demo number 2. So you will have to give me a moment here. I'm going to have to tear down all this stuff. Stop it. And then I'm just going to actually get rid of these. And then I'm going to have to jump into a completely different directory. Who would do 2 live demos? That's like asking for punishment. So I'm going to go ahead. This one also involves a server. So I've gone ahead and I've started that. So in this demo, maybe I can chat while I'm doing this. It's a fungible token demo. So basically it uses wrapped near tokens. So think about that, wrapped near tokens as fungible tokens. And I think I'm just going to do a test deploy here so you can see how it actually works. So right now what it did is it built my Rust contract, and it just deployed my Rust contract to a brand new account. This is the test deploy step. Now it's running my app test. So we can look at a bit of code here while we're waiting for this. So there's some app tests here, and it's about buying wrapped near tokens as a wallet user, like an official user, a user that already has near, and then also receiving wrapped near tokens as a guest user, a sponsored user. But this is now, there's 2 key differences in this demo. It is a sponsored user with a sub account name. So if my app is called, it's actually called, it's got some really weird long name. Don't worry about it. But this is basically, this part here is my app.near. So this is like app name.near. The user is always going to be username.app.near. And then, so that's one key difference, is that the user actually has a name, and I'll get back to why that's very important. The user has this name that is a sub account name of the app. I'll tell you why that's important in a sec. The second difference in this demo is that all the transactions are being done, except for the little bit of near that is paid for gas, like gas burning and gas for storage and stuff like that. Every transaction is done with fungible tokens. So these fungible tokens could be your app's tokens. So as a developer, it's really easy to actually create a fungible token on Near and actually create an entire application or protocol. If you're not into sort of making a front-end application, you can make protocols that use these fungible tokens, do swaps, all that good stuff. So that's the second point of this demo, is that all transactions are being done in fungible tokens, or in this case, wrapped near tokens. So there's just a one-to-one wrap near to near. So let's get started. So that deployed successfully. So, and the tests are running. I don't have enough tests. I never have enough tests. But anyway, let's get into the demo. So I want to actually show you something cool. Don't worry about these panics. Just don't panic. So I have guests and I have the wallet again. So again, I have this set up between the wallet and the guest. Actually, it would probably help if I went to the diagram. Huh? Okay. Let's go over the diagram first. So as a guest arrives, now they get to choose a username. So this is, again, the demo is a little bit different. The guest is going to create a key on their device. They're going to sign in with the app. They can make transactions with the contract. All of this is hidden from the user. The server step is largely the same, except there's going to be a few additional like little contract steps, but don't worry about that. Basically, the guest signs in and reserves this sub account username. Okay, and a lot of that's hidden from the user. So let's do it. Let's actually do these at the same time. So let's pick a username. So I'll pick Matt. So now it's thinking about it. Okay, cool. I'm a full-blown, not full-blown. Careful, I don't want to extend my hype too much. I'm a user. I'm a guest user of the app, but there's nothing that's going to stop me from, if I create something of value, there's nothing that's going to stop me from creating this name. And again, I'm just on a developer account, so don't worry. This would be normally like, Matt. It would be like matt.yourappname or matt.yourappname.near. So anyway, that's my account ID now. And that's all it took. I just clicked, I just chose it. And I actually can't come in another tab and choose Matt again, because it's going to tell me that it's already taken. You'll just have to take my word on that so we don't run out of time. Okay, so that's all done. And now what I want to do is the guest creates a proposal. This is sort of like a DAO demo, but it's very rough. It's not super real. There's no like votes and stuff. But I'm going to say a proposal like, I'm just going to say, give me near, so I can give it to others. All right. Give me near so I can give it to others. So give me 10 near. So I'm going to make a proposal as a guest. If I go to proposals, it says sign in with wallet to browse proposals. So only people that can actually pay for the proposals can see the proposals. So just give me a sec here. So now I'm going to sign in with a near wallet. And what's actually kind of funny is that I could probably use my wallet from before. No, I can't. Okay, well, oh yeah, because I'm actually on testnet now. So now I'm using the real testnet wallet. So hang on, close that. I just want to sign into MD1. Let me just blow that up a little bit for you. Okay, so I'm on wallet.testnet.near.org now. Okay, so I'm going to allow that. Okay, that's fast. And then my proposals are loaded. So I see the proposals from all of the guest users. Now I'm a big baller with near. I have a bunch of near, but I actually can't fund the proposal because I don't have wrap near. So what I have to do in the wallet is I have to buy the app tokens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some app tokens. Let's say I'm going to buy I'll buy, just so I have enough, like 20 app tokens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send 20 near, and I'm going to get wrapped fungible near tokens. Let's check in with the diagram just to make sure that we know where we are. So go to other user. We did that. So we are the other user, the one that already has near. We signed in with the wallet. We're going to buy wrapped near tokens. Then we're going to see the proposal, and we're going to decide to fund the proposal. And remember, we're now transacting with wrap near. So let's buy the wrap near. And then it says add an additional for extra near for storage. So this app's a real cheapskate. They don't want to pay for my storage balance. So they're gonna charge me a tiny bit of near to keep my entry in the ledger. Remember, I told you that when a contract account size of their data structures or just the size of the storage that they use increases, they have to pay for that in near. By the way, these storage costs are going down, so this is actually going to be divided by 10 soon. Okay, so we're going to agree to that, and then it's going to transfer 20.00126. Okay, go ahead, do it. I don't care. All right, now if we go to the wallet, sorry about the UI. This is like, this is me. I don't really have time to do a bunch of this stuff. Wait a sec here. Hold on. I should have, oh yeah, I have token belts, yeah. So I can transfer tokens to other users. So I can punch in a receiver ID. And then I can also go to proposals and I can fund proposals. So again, the UI is not great here, but I just, I kind of just wanted to get a whole user flow happening here. So, I mean, you would probably never be logged in as a wallet user and a guest at the same time. But in this case, I am, because I have an access key for my wallet and an access key for the user in my local storage. But anyway, we're back to step 10 here. The guest is going, we're going to do this step 9, and then the guest will see that their proposal was funded. Okay, so we're going to fund the proposal as the wallet user. Now, I told you that we're transacting in wrap near tokens, but why am I being redirected to the wallet? Well, this is an interesting security feature that we can choose to use if we want. We could choose to have, so my access key, remember when I signed in with my wallet and then I bought fungible, I bought wrap near tokens by sending near. So just because I'm signed in with a contract with an access key and I can call methods on that contract, doesn't allow that access key to actually transfer real near tokens. But it could call methods that transfer wrap near tokens. So in order to protect the transfer of a wrap near token that the user didn't agree to, and again, this more information will become a little bit more like explicit about what's happening under the hood and how many fungible tokens are transferring. But in order to protect from transferring fungible tokens, what we do is, I'll show you the piece of code that makes this wallet pop up. It's actually here. On the fungible token transfer, we assert one Yocto near. So that's like one way or one sat. It's the smallest unit of near. We assert that one Yocto near was attached to this payable method call. That doesn't have to be the case. So you could have an app that uses their app's token that has some methods that transfer small amounts of these app tokens without needing a permission or a redirect to the near wallet. So just so you understand kind of why I'm being redirected, despite the fact that I'm transacting in near fungible tokens and not actually I'm not sending any near here. In fact, I am sending near. I'm sending one Yocto, which is nothing. And then I'm going to get refunded at the end. So you'll see I get in the internal transfer, if you look into it, I get refunded the one Yocto. Okay, so I'm going to agree to transfer the fungible tokens, the wrap near tokens, and fund that DAO proposal. Okay, waiting. Okay, so there's no more current proposals because they got funded. And if I look at my wallet account, I've got only 10 wrap near tokens. If I look at the guest account, I have 10 wrap near tokens. And there's a few little hints here, and this is so that you out there, the developers, can actually download this repo yourself. You can run it, and you can figure out what's going on. So I'm just kind of writing a note to you. So your guest account, this account here, this account address has wrap near tokens. Click below to unwrap them. Now here's another kind of cool thing. I'm just going to do this. I've never done this actually, so this is probably going to fail, but I'm just going to transfer 2 more of my wrap near tokens. I don't know why. I just want to try it. So I'm going to transfer to that guest account. So it reloads the guest account. Okay, it worked. Yay. Okay, so now the guest account got it got 10 wrap near tokens for the proposal funding, and then maybe someone else came along and tipped them 2 more wrap near tokens. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to hit this button, and this button does a lot of things. Let's first check the diagram here. So guest chooses to upgrade account, contract makes account and transfers real near into it from swapped wrapped near. Oh boy. Then the guest is now a user and can pay for gas fees and has W near already. Oh boy, lots of stuff. But you'll notice that it's hidden from the user. A lot of stuff is going to happen when I click this button. Basically, an account's going to get created for the user. Some gas is going to be put in it. Like actual app fees will be taken off, which is something I want to talk about in a sec. So let me show you actually the piece of code that does this. So there's a sponsor fee, a funding amount for the new account, a sort of a basic funding amount. And then there's remember that pesky storage thing? Well, the guest account's storage account balance was being sponsored by the app. So now when I upgrade the user, I'm going to make them pay for it out of the wrap near. So again, let's just recap at a high level what's going on. When I click this button to upgrade the sell wrap near and create my account, it should probably have some info about how much wrap near is being swapped. And again, if it wasn't wrap near, if it was like some random token, like if it was like uni tokens, right? Then it would be swapped to near at some sort of a price on like an AMM. So this is really cool. So we onboarded users, and now all this guest user has, they don't have any near to pay for gas. They don't have anything, but they do have control over a fungible token balance. What they're going to do is they're going to swap a tiny amount to put a little bit of near in their account, and then that's going to actually create the guest account for real. So right now, let's actually do this so that we can see this happen. So this account has nothing in it, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to click this button, and then here you can see all of this upgrade stuff happens, and a sponsor fee is taken out of 0.1 near. The funding amount is 0.5 near, and the guest has to pay for their own storage to actually keep their ledger position. Okay, I realize that was a lot. I'll try to make another video where we go over this in sort of, very close detail. So let's click it. Yay. Let's see what happens. Okay, so down here it says, whoa, you have near. Your near balance is 0.5 near, and you can log into the wallet. Cool. Okay, now let's look at what happened to this guest account. Oh, it's a real account. That's pretty cool, right? So there's also even a history that it called upgrade guest. So this is very, very cool. So now let's figure out what we're going to do here. So we're going to copy the seed phrase. Again, the seed phrase is only shown in the app for convenience. It could be coming from external wallets. It could be coming from anywhere, like an extension or something to keep the user safe. But I've shown it here just for convenience. I'm going to log into the wallet. I'm just going to close those tabs. Actually, I'll leave that Explorer open just in case. I'm going to log into the wallet with my seed phrase. All right. So now I am this account and I'm logged into the wallet. Now, this is where it gets really cool. So I was a guest, right? I have a token balance of 11.4. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to say, okay, I'm good. Remove the guest account. Oh no, that means all the local storage keys, all the keys for that 11.4 tokens, they're gone. I can't get back into the guest account anymore. I really actually just deleted them. So I deleted the guest account key. So remember the key, remember the step here where the app sponsors my storage and adds the public key to the contract and blah, 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 blah. That's all over. That's the end of that for that user. But we do have this wallet account. So what we're going to do is we're signed in as another user. So we're going to sign out and we're going to sign in again. And now you see I have an actual account. Now, the real question is, what happened to my 11.4 fungible tokens? Where are my tokens, right? If I sign in with this account, this is where it gets really cool with the upgrade step. If it works. All right. Anytime. Let's check in with the chat. How you doing? Awesome. This karate said, burn those effing keys. Awesome. Love it. Come on. Oh, all these demos have been going so well, huh? Oh, okay. We actually got through. Yes. Okay, cool. I am now in this wallet and I have 11.4 tokens. And you can see I'm signed in as this Matt account. So I have Near to pay for gas and I have fungible tokens where I can actually fund other user proposals. So let's go ahead and do it. Now I'm going to show you the virality step. Matt 2. Who's Matt 2? Who cares? They're another guest and they're making another proposal. I want more. Okay. And they're just going to ask for 2 Near because they're not as greedy as Matt 1. That guy's whatever. So anyway, I want more. 2 wrap Near, fund proposal. Once again, remember, I'm transferring fungible tokens. So I have a little security step where I'm redirected to the wallet because the app token said, if you want to do anything with these fungible tokens, you got to approve. The user has to approve it. So again, that's like a security feature. So now there's no current proposals. The guest has a token balance of 2 Near. The wallet has a token balance of 9.4 and wrapped Near. The wallet now has a balance of 9.4. The guest can also upgrade their account. Whoa, this is where it's getting crazy. This is pretty cool, right? Yeah, it's cool. Okay, now this is another user, and now it's another seed phrase that I'm recovering. What is going on? Okay, I'm just trying to make it exciting. What's happening? So Matt2.dev, we just created 2 accounts and 1 guest account that sold a DAO proposal, got tokens, fungible tokens, swapped them, paid 0.5 Near out of the swap to get their own account. Then that Matt 1 ended up with fungible tokens, and then they bought the proposal from Matt 2, and Matt 2 did the same thing. They swapped and they upgraded their account. And now if we sign in as Matt 2, which we can do, no problem. Authorizing. Okay, that was a little faster. We have 1.4 wrap Near. Now, if my DAO proposal sold for 2 wrap Near, why do I only have 1.4 wrap Near? That's because the app took a fee of 0.1 Near and the swap took 0.5 wrap Near to pay for my gas. As you can see in my wallet, Matt2 has still 0.49999 Near because it's already been doing things. It added an access key. Awesome. So this is really, really cool. So now we basically upgraded a user, and then we went back and we took that upgraded user, we became the other user, we funded another guest, and we upgraded that guest. So let's go back to the presentation, and hopefully we have time for some questions. Okay, where is this going? All right, Matt, you and your fake contract, fake app demos. No, they're not fake. They need some work. True. They need some security audits and they need definitely some UX polish, right? But from these little, I want to use the term from Chris Dixon, from toy examples comes really big things. You just saw people funding other people using fungible tokens. And in the first demo, you saw people funding other people by buying their NFTs, buying their artwork and owning sort of a scarce unit of their artwork. Where is this going? Oh, by the way, in both cases, those guests had to do nothing. Did you notice, actually, I want to really drive this point home. Did you notice that the guest never interacts with the near wallet. So contrast that to this first flow where we got escrowed funds and then we had to do this big wallet funding step. Did you notice in the second demo? Did you catch that? Did you catch that? That the user, the guest user, never touches the near wallet until there's already funds in the near wallet and fungible tokens. They didn't do anything. The app actually ejected them and basically said, here's your account, go nuts. And that's really cool. So we can actually give ownership of fungible and non-fungible tokens to guests in an app without them ever having to worry about like figuring out how to pay for gas or finding out what a near wallet is or what their keys or recovery or whatever. This is the point. So where is all this going? Think about the possibilities. When I told you about the breakdown of the sponsor fee and the funding account swap fee, think about what the possibilities are here. There's sponsorships, there's affiliates. Shout out to James Young for making my mind explode when he said you could have an affiliate program that brings users in and sponsors their gas fees. And then when the users receive fungible tokens, non-fungible tokens, or near tokens, you can actually have the affiliates automatically take their sponsorship fee back or charge interest for sponsoring, even interest over time. So you can have third parties sponsor a whole bunch of users, and then you can basically have them charge a fee when those users actually produce valuable content. And if you think about this, this is an incredible gateway into onboarding users. Because what's the worst part about hearing about crypto or knowing that your friend has crypto but you don't is if you want to do anything with these cool crypto apps, you've got to have crypto to start. So this is a way to kind of do this with sponsorships, affiliates. It's actually, like dare I say, it's kind of a bit of sponsoring a user is a bit of like a debt instrument. And you can create that debt for the guest user in any way you want. And then the guest user can, sell an NFT for 5 near and pay you back. Maybe you sponsored them with 0.5 near of gas allowance, and then they could pay you back 0.7 near, right? So there's a lot of really cool things you can do here. Now I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about virality to adoption and why the future is near. Okay, so sponsorship, affiliates, and more. So this is really cool. Just checking the time there. So we have a growth of users, 100, 1,000, 10,000. The sales of near that it would cost to cover the fees and the gas that we're going to sponsor each new user account would be 60 near, 600 near, and 6,000 near. The fees that would be generated, so this is 100% the profit to the app, would be 10, 100, and 1,000 if you're charging 0.1 near each time you sponsor a new user. And of course, their items or their fungible tokens or their DAO proposals or whatever, like they sell. Now I want to talk about the important part. The gas that is put into, this isn't gas charge. This is gas that is given to the new user account. This would be basically, 50 divided into 100 is 0.5 for each user. So essentially what we're doing, and this is why I really want to underscore this point, it's not gas, it's new users with near. So it's new users, in that sense, it's new users with crypto. So it's 10,000 users with 5,000 near split amongst them that they can pay for gas. And that's the key point, not how much your app can make, but how many users now have near tokens. So that's really important for the whole sponsorship, affiliate, and virality point. So let's talk about vitality. Vitality does equal adoption, by the way. Sorry about that. Okay. I wanted to edit that, so I'd double clicked on it like an idiot. So what I want to say is virality equals adoption or virality to adoption. But it's really, sorry about the typo, virality into adoption. So what we have in the red here is we have people with crypto, people who are sitting on crypto, people who are just crypto, right? and you know, crypto Twitter and everybody just hanging out in one big echo chamber, that sucks. That's why it's red. That's bad. Okay. We want to go to non-crypto people who are in yellow, so they're kind of like neutral, and we want to make new crypto users. So here are the people with crypto. We want them to spend their crypto on the non-crypto people who are now guests, and then we want the non-crypto people to take their NEAR, their fungible tokens, or their non-fungible tokens, and we want them to become new crypto users. So why is this important to everybody in the crypto space? I mentioned it again before. We do not want to be like the technology of torrents, where we're relegated to the corner of the web and some pirate thing. We actually want to be everywhere. So what we need to kind of exercise is Metcalfe's law, which is the value of crypto is the network of people that are using crypto. It's like the fax machine problem, like the first person who owns the fax machine, it's expensive and it's really crappy because there's nobody to fax. Now, if everybody has crypto, then there's a lot more people that you can transact with. There's a lot more people that you can do things with. And we want to turn devs and users, for devs and users. How do we do that? We meet them where they are. So, I've had enough of everybody in crypto basically saying, oh, it's the problem of the no coiner or the non-crypto user that can't understand, the seed phrases and keys and how to secure their funds and blah, blah, blah. It's not. It's our problem. We need to go to where they are, and we need to pull them in with a small but consequential amount of crypto to which they can become a new crypto user. We want to actually bring more people to the party. So for devs and users, we got to meet them where they are. For developers, we want to meet you where you are. We want to meet you in open source. We want to fund. I'm speaking as NEAR now. We want to fund open source projects. We want to fund indie web projects. We want to fund D-web projects. We want to meet you where you are and help you get funding models that make sense, that can onboard your community into becoming crypto users. And that's where we're going to meet you. We're going to meet you out there. So we're coming. And for users, we're going to meet you where you are right now. We're going to meet you on Twitter. We're going to meet you on Instagram. We're going to meet you on TikTok. And we're going to, with both parties, we're going to align the incentives. We're going to save you time and we're going to save you money. So for developers that are out in open source communities trying to figure out how to fund their widely used open source software, or for indie web projects that are struggling to find funding models, we're going to help you save time and save money and help you find these funding models and help you create a thriving ecosystem for the users that are out there that are creating on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and making stuff all the time. For the creators, for the passion economy, for the ownership economy, we're going to save you time and we're going to save you money by helping you get more users and more people in your community, and just keep doing this loop over and over and over. Those with crypto give to those who don't have crypto, which makes new crypto users who in turn become crypto users, and blah, blah, blah. This should actually be like a circle going around, like a recycling logo. So in that sense, I'm going to repeat it. What is NEAR? We're easy for everyone. Now let's talk about the future. So the future is NEAR. So the Rainbow Bridge and the EVM. So just a quick thing on that topic, and then I got 20 minutes for questions. What is the Rainbow Bridge? The Rainbow Bridge basically goes from NEAR to Ethereum and Ethereum to NEAR. What is the EVM? We have a shard on NEAR. Don't worry about what a shard is. Basically, we have an Ethereum virtual machine running on NEAR. It's on our beta net right now, but it's coming in the second quarter of this year. Our Rainbow Bridge, by the way, is going to be launching with a full UI and everything on mainnet for everybody on March 15th. So the time is now. The timeline is sort of ripe for developers who want to have an easy way to make apps and an easy way to onboard their users. And for users who just when I actually go to his Friendster, have an easy experience into becoming crypto users. For questions, what is the Rainbow Bridge? The Rainbow Bridge basically goes from Near to Ethereum and Ethereum to Near. What is the EVM? We have a shard on Near. Don't worry about what a shard is. Basically, we have an Ethereum virtual machine running on Near. It's on our beta net right now, but it's coming in the second quarter of this year. Our Rainbow Bridge, by the way, is going to be launching with a full UI and everything on mainnet for everybody on March 15th. So the time is now. The timeline is sort of ripe for developers who want to have an easy way to make apps and an easy way to onboard their users. And for users who just want to go and use apps and have an easy experience. And Near is a layer 1 protocol. Our bridge, our protocol, and everything is designed to be trustless and sort of generalizable. So when we talk about the bridge going back and forth to Ethereum, we're going to be doing so many wild, weird things with our bridge that are going to make this easy for everyone journey a reality. So I hope you like my diagram, because I made it this morning. I'm pretty proud of it. So that's what I envision, and that's what we at Near envision. We're designed for apps. We're designed for new crypto users. We're designed for onboarding. So what is Near? Easy for everyone. And that's it. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to leave this up, so don't cut away my screen share, please. Thank you. I'm going to leave that up and just put that up there. I'm just going to switch tabs. I can't keep going back and forth to the chat, I guess, but there's a lot of people here. Matt 2 is a wrapped Matt. Okay. I'm going to look for questions. Are there any questions? We're always looking for great talent. Yes, we are hiring. Yeah,